The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast platform, its affiliates, or even the hosts. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and should not be taken as legal, financial, or professional advice. The host and guests are not liable for any errors of omission in the content, nor for any losses, injuries, or damages arising from the use of the information provided. Listeners are encouraged to seek professional advice relevant to their specific circumstances. Now enjoy the show.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm okay. You okay?
I'm giggling because you already know my stuff just like to mess with me at the very last minute. And I'm trying to make sure that everything goes live. But when I tell you, I think that they switched the start buttons too.
Yeah. Everything changed up. Because I don't know, it's evolving, and I usually figure it out on the fly, so I just figure everyone else does too. I don't know.
No, man, forget you. No, I don't have wings. Forget figuring it out on the fly. I'm like, what is going on?
I don't know. Everything changes so frequently in my world. I just feel like it's Tuesday.
It's just Tuesday, okay? Any given Tuesday. Yeah,
yes.
I'm with you on that one. And things change very quickly. I think that's a very appropriate statement for today.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the fact that we went from off season to ta-da, we're on season this week. So things
Season
are changing.
4. Heck yeah, man. Welcome back to United Front. Welcome back to Running with Scissors. I'm RG. Sitting right next to me is my sister. Boom. Right there. She over there.
It's me, Penny Owens.
Yeah.
And we just holding down the fort right now. There's
that's
two
right.
other people right now that are multitasking because life has a hold on all of us.
Yes, it's sometimes the chokehold, sometimes it's a hug. We don't know yet.
Sometimes it's a drag by the ponytail, right?
Right. And just think, at least you have hair. They drag me by my ponytail. It's all skin, so it's all bad.
Yes. The visuals. Mm-hmm. Well, it's nice to be back. And like I said, Michelle with one L, Mr. Ezel Moon, we're holding down for you.
No doubt.
You guys will get to meet them for the next show, next week.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, how was your time off, my friend?
My time off was full. I had a very productive, quote unquote, break. But it wasn't a break at all. It was very busy, but a lot of blessings happened. There was a lot of change. So it was good, but a break, that's not the right word for it. How about you?
Yes. Kind of in the same boat. It's like a lot of good, few bad, but we're here. And I'm just glad to be back in the spot. That's the best way I can say it. Yep.
Okay.
One day at a time. That's all I can say is one day.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Now, as we can say that I'm trying not to ask you no questions while we're on this live, but I'm telling you, I can't tell what's working or not. I just can't tell. I really can't. It's like everything else changed while we were off. You know how when they moved those 5G towers there during the COVID?
Yes.
That's what it feels like while we were off. They were changing things.
They were busy. I know, right? Yeah, it's like it's continual learning. So a lot of people don't know, like, podcasting is continual learning. What you know today may not be the same in a day or two, depending on the upgrades and the technology changes. So, are you aspiring podcasters? Be ready to learn all the time, and usually on the fly when you're trying to do something that usually makes sense, but now doesn't. And now it's time that the cameras are rolling. So, be like that sometimes.
You're not lying about that. You are not lying about that. Okay. So, how do you want to do this? Since it's just us. We still do we still have an organized show?
Oh, absolutely, because there's crap I've seen on the internet that I would like to talk about.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Crap I seen on the internet.
Man, out of the many things I've seen on the internet over the month, one thing caught my attention. And it actually happened today, right? And I'm going to ask you, Miss Penny, because you're a lady and you're the only lady here, so You're it. So guy goes on a date, right, with this girl, and she proceeds to order everything on the menu to the point where her stuff alone was $160. And the guy politely got up and said, for those who don't know, that's peace out. He dipped on when she started ordering up everything. So my question to you, my friend, when you're going out, is there like an etiquette for ordering food? Is there an etiquette? Is there like a number in your head that you say, well, you know what? I'm going to keep it right here. Or is it all bets are off? You're out with me, so you pay for whatever the hell. Why does that work?
No. Boundaries are real. It does not matter situation, especially on first date. You tripping. Like, you know what I'm saying? You are clearly somebody that's a flag. You trying to take advantage of somebody. We're going to cut that off. You can take care of that by yourself. No, that's ridiculous. Of course, there's an etiquette. There's manners.
Yeah.
There's unwritten rules you shouldn't even have to say. You know, like if you come in here and you usually eat McDonald's and now you eating lobster. No.
Well, see, I don't know that when I'm dating you. You could be like, yeah, I love this restaurant. Never been there. I don't know.
No, if they a little too happy, that's the hint. Okay. If they flipping at the page and staring long, you've not seen that menu before. You're staring too hard. Watch the context clues.
Oh no.
If they can't say it right, you're probably not a regular.
So if it's not sushi and they say sushi, just leave? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah. Yes.
Jesus
yes.
Christ.
Okay. Yes. I think that you should pay attention to. No, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that because that's ridiculous. What are you doing? And if she's hungry, let's say that I ain't gonna say that she got issues at home and she hasn't eaten because I mean she just shouldn't be eating like that. What's going on at home? Why are you so hungry?
I would say also you gotta know the places that you're taking people, because if I know I don't have that type of bread, I'm probably not going to a place where someone could ring up $160 worth of food. Because I'm like, dude, $160 is a whole meal for like a family of 9.
That's some Brazilian. Look, those are the Brazilian steakhouses.
Yeah, right. Because remember, what is it called? The other place is no more good. Cheesecake Factory is no more good for the youngsters now. They feel like that's below them now. So I don't know where they're taking these people now.
No, but that's missed on that. All right, so on the other angle, I like how you switch it up. But on the other angle, if he fronting, then that's on him. But he can't leave Shorty in there because he was lying. That's rude.
I don't know, dude, because I don't know about you. Usually, most of my dates, and I'm dated because it's a long time ago. Most of my dates were about $100. You're talking about like a halfway decent restaurant and maybe a movie. You know, you're gonna spend like $40 at the movie, and the other 60 is kind of something to eat. I'm not used to
now with these prices. The movie theater alone, if you get popcorn and some nachos at the movie theaters, you can spend $100.
Yeah, I get it now.
You know what? That's
no life has changed.
That's because you married. When this was in play, this was a long time ago because you could spend $100 at the movies by itself.
Trust me, hasn't changed. I just have one person I set my wallet on fire for. So the prices are still high as fuck. It's just I only do it for one person instead of dating other people. Fire.
What the heck?
So
you ain't mean that.
Yes, I do mean that. I'll give you a prime example. Me and my wife went to a wrestling event. We talked about last night's show. The tickets were $40 per person, which wasn't bad, but I still ended up spending about $120 after we had a couple snacks, a couple treats, stuff like that. It was still $120.
I was about to say that's it. Did you share?
Mm-hmm. And then we still went out and got some food after that. Yeah, we agree.
So what do their prices look like? Because I'm telling you, like baseball games and movie theaters, they tripping. That stuff is really expensive. It's crazy.
Actually, we got lucky because this to give you an idea about Detroit, we have multiple stadiums in the city of Detroit. So we actually went to what they call the Wayne State Fieldhouse, which is like a lower venue. It only seats about 3,000 people, which is kind of
only 3,000 people. What the heck?
Considering we got like Ford Field, we got Comerica Park, and we have Little Caesars Arena right in walking distance. For example, you get pizza from the Wayne State Fieldhouse, $10. If you go get that same pizza from Little Caesars Arena, that's $25 for the same hot and ready you can get for $5. Okay. And it's only a block difference from one to another. So,
okay, I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna say if me and my husband come to Detroit, you can let us know that.
Yeah. I'll tell you, if you're going to a major sporting event in Detroit, eat before you get there, unless you just want to spend a lot of money for stuff you can get outside the stadium for nothing. Yeah.
No, I think that just makes sense. Period. Like people can think that, oh well, you must not have no money. No, I don't want to waste it. That's dumb.
There it is.
A hot dog is crazy. Like I don't understand why anybody wants to do that. It's not that fun. It's not that good.
Yep.
Oh.
Indeed. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I understand that things have went up, but if your meal by yourself and no one else eating is $1.60, what did you order? That's my question. Like, what did you order?
Now it's possible, like I said, if you go to one of them Brazilian steakhouses, it's about that. But it's like unlimited food. So I don't know where you went. I mean, I've been to a couple places where like breakfast is $32 for some eggs and bacon, and you're are you serious? It's not that good. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I've been to, like I said, when I set my wall on fire. Well, like I said, I set my wall on fire. I've been to a couple breakfast places with the missus where I ended up spending $80 for an omelet I probably could have brought groceries with. Yeah, been there. So I totally get it.
See, I don't think that's being cheap. I think that's being smart. Because it just makes sense. And groceries is a whole nother trip. That's a whole nother thing. You walk around, you're mad. Because you can spend $160 just on breakfast. Or, like a little bit of things. Like the staples. Didn't even get any food for the house, for real.
Right.
That's ridiculous. Right. That's ridiculous.
Big time. Man. So
what else you see on there?
Outside of just my rant from last night about all the damn advertisements about everything going on as far as this election. So I am so glad all that crap ends tonight. Okay, when was it cool for people to text you and call you 24 hours, 7 days a week about a damn election? Because this stuff right here is ridiculous. Dog, I get more texts from people I've never met than the people I actually know. It's crazy.
You talk about as far as like the advertisement through text?
Yes.
Oh, that kicked in probably like these past 2 years, and it is crazy. It's really a new way of marketing. The text messaging is a new way of marketing, and it's crazy.
Okay.
Especially when they try to act like they know you.
Yeah, but
I've had to tell my children not to even like make sure they don't interact, just erase it because they're really just reaching out there.
Right. Okay, one a day, cool, but like 100, like damn. I spend a good portion of my day just deleting texts. Like, dude, if you don't know who you voting for by now, you wasn't voting.
You said you wasn't voting.
Just not. You think the random text about Joe Blow is going to say, you know what? Because this guy sent me 90 texts, I'm going to vote for him. You're like, no, dude, you already have a damn good idea of what you're doing when you walk in there. And if you don't, that's your business too. Don't matter. So
no, it's aggressive. It's aggressive. I mean, it's like a real desperate move, but it's. I just hope it stops. It's like at what point? Because now with how much they are calling. I wonder how early in the game they're going to start next year, because you already know they're plotting on their next move when they're going to keep this marketing going. Is it the recap afterwards, post marketing? Like it's not going. I just know it's not going to stop. It's not.
Right. So I'm not a fan. I just feel like it's okay to market, but the overkill is overkill, dog. It's like, come on, man. Like, come on.
They need to kill it. They need to let it go. But you know what? That's why. Tonight, you have a lot of people that are very focused on the elections. Life goes on. It was going on before. It's going to go through today, and it's going to go on tomorrow. And that's why I thought it's very important for us to talk about what's more important. Your life, what you actually need, the community. Is like, let's pay attention to what we're supposed to be paying attention to, and not the man over there. Like, really.
Boom. That sounds like a segue to tonight's topic. Let's build our community. What do you need?
Okay.
This is a fan participation moment because we need folks. We don't have all ideas, but we are here to brainstorm. So feel free to hop in the chat, put us on game what you think your community needs, or just in general. Because we are a global community, so there are a lot of things that can be fixed globally and right in your space. So
that is so true. I like that you added that because it's true. Like we think it's just about us, first of all. We get all confused, right? And you forget that you are a part of a community. You are a part of your city, your state. your nation, your world. Like there's a whole ripple effect past you that's caused by you, right? And we don't think about that at all. We're not focused. Like we're totally not focused. The distractions are real, and folks are just falling into those traps, and they wonder why they're unhappy. So I think it's important to kind of give them the mic. Like, here you go. What's your question? What is it that you want to say? Because really, even with these elections and things, no matter who gets in office, what you need is important, and it needs to be highlighted. It needs to be highlighted, but you have to be an active participant. And I'm not talking about just voting. That's just one act that doesn't even take that long. It's way more than the actual act itself. Right.
Yeah. Having an actual community is about involvement. Yeah, everybody's not going to have the same skill set, but everybody can contribute to it. Even if it's just picking up litter, even if it's just being a nice person, everybody can contribute to the community in a positive way and can make change better. A lot of people think you got to be We Shall Overcome, marching and shit. No, it starts in here and it goes to here and then it comes out to action. Yes, I went there.
I can dig it, but that's hilarious. It's like, why are you saying it like that? We shall overcome. Well, no, I'm with you.
People think that if you just walk around in a circle and complain, shit's going to change. So no, it's not. You made people aware of the problem, but you still have taken no active steps to make things better.
Thank you.
I said it, damn it.
Hey, look, I said that one right there. Exactly. If you're complaining with no solutions, then you need to shut up. Like, you're making all this carbon in there. I'm going to need you to cut it down. Like,
right. We don't got enough trees for all that nonsense you want. Shut up.
No, it's true. Actions are everything. And we need to put in more actions, which is really kind of when you think about the elections, that's what they're implying for you to be active. But they are not clear at all. I had a conversation because I had 3 first-time voters, right? So they didn't understand the process. I tried to explain it to them. You try to go back to high school and you talk about government at 3 levels. But you know what, for real, it's like I told them the truth. The president don't run nothing. He makes no decisions. She makes no decisions. They are the face to blame things on. You know what I'm saying? Right. They are not the ones who actually puts the things that actually affect us into play. And a lot of people are just not educated on that. They're not. So you think that you are being active, but you just checked a box. Like you haven't done anything that actually helped your neighbors and helped your community at all. And then since you don't know what's going on and you're not educated, they're getting away with everything.
Yeah, because a lot of things around you are actually within your reach. You can write your congressperson. You can write your mayor. You can write the city manager. These are people that are in your area that you can talk to, your aldermen, whatever. And a lot of people are in these places for years and don't know that. They just think that just because they trash and get picked up, it was like Joe Blow's fault in Washington. He doesn't even know who you are. However, your councilman that you keep hiring in because that's the homie, he's the reason why your trash didn't get picked up. So, or the type of police or the type of fire people they hire for your area. The reason why your ports or why your street lights don't work. That's your city works. These are people you can say, hey, this don't work.
Exactly, because you actually can reach them.
Yes. And they're the people that affect you directly,
Okay. Exactly. See, and that's one thing that is really important to educate yourself first and then spread that knowledge, because most of us, we're dropping the ball. We're dropping the ball because we're falling for what they're telling us. What's on TV and what they're saying, like pick this one, and why. You need to know that it's way more to it than that. It's not that simple. It doesn't have to be as complicated, but it's not that simple.
Right. A lot of stuff that, as mentioned, is very much public knowledge, because it's easy just to take the TV and at face value and say, yeah, this person gave money to whoever, and oh man, we should be outraged. But it takes a lot of stuff to get things passed, and that's what people don't understand. And a lot of these bills are very backloaded. You call yourself signing up for a conservation law, and it may have 10,000 other things that have nothing to do with conservation. They use the conservation as a front to get everything else that you don't care about passed. So,
man, the distractions, when they're like, you remember that scene on Wizard of Oz when they talk about don't look at the man behind the curtain?
Yes. Yeah.
I was talking about this earlier. Like we need to not only look at the man behind the curtain, but we need to come together as a community and grab a piece of that curtain and pull that bad boy down. Okay.
So
really?
I would say one of the pieces of building a better community is actually communication. Oh man, watch out now.
Agreed. And that's, you know what? Let's go where the people are. Let's just go where the people are, right? Communication right now looks like text messaging. It looks like posts, right? Your lives. Get the wisdom and knowledge out there. Start educating each other because that's what we need to do. There's so much fake news on the media. Counter that. You know what I'm saying? Counter it with some truth because that's what we need at this point. We need some truth that's going to move as fast as the lies do.
Well, you know, because you don't have to base them in fact. You can say whatever the hell you want, and if you say it loud enough, most days it'll stick. No diddy. It's just what it is. So I
really,
said it.
Really,
yes. Like I said last night, I said Bloomberg reported that baby oil sales are at an all-time low. Just made it up off the top of my head.
You said just made it up for the top of my head
because it's funny for one, and number two, some of them say, "Whoa, that's crazy." I don't know. Just made it up.
Do you think that there's any one person that doesn't know about this? Like that doesn't even know what you're talking about? Like, are there some people that are still underneath that rock?
Probably so, because honestly, it's just you understand some of the things that we talk about are specific to our culture, but
that's right.
Just because we find it funny or we find it in a certain life, some people are like, "Who the hell is that?" Probably never heard.
Right, it's not important at all.
Yes. Okay. And I think that's also another mindful thing. We can't assume that everyone knows your culture and everyone knows what you're about. We assume too much about the other person next to us.
That's true, especially in America. America is all about assumptions and just flat out lies. Just flat out lies. Like I think I didn't even learn till really in this past decade that English is pretty much just mandatory to be learned in other countries around the world. But here we are in America that welcome everyone. We are not really forced to learn it. We don't even care. It's like, oh, you're over here, you know, because we all should speak multiple languages considering how diverse our country is. But we don't. It's optional. And I'm like, that's so vain. That is so vain. It's like the more that you learn about how this country really functions, it's disheartening. It is. But it makes you want to bring that focal point closer to home, the part that you actually deal with.
Is it really disheartening? And I don't say that just to push back, because think of it like this, right? If you're the main vein of the economy of the world, everything, and everyone is kind of assimilating to be a part of your show, what are you changing for? Because apparently you're doing something that everyone wants to be a part. And that sounds horrible, but it's true.
I see what you mean, but it's still vain. Like, shouldn't they learn the language of the people?
Yeah.
Like it should be incorporated. It's trickled in, you know, the books a little bit more. Because I think like in my kids' school, I have one that was learning Russian, the other one's learning German, French, and they all do Spanish. So it's being trickled into the schools, but considering how long, you know, how much this is such an eclectic environment, I'm surprised at how long it's taking. You know,
the melting pot finally got big enough for everybody, because the melting pot was pretty much y'all come in here and act like we act. So the melting pot actually finally got bigger to the point where we actually have to care about these different cultures that have been kind of here all the time.
That's true. That's true. Plus, our country's vain. It does not want to admit and conform. It just doesn't. That's just the truth of it. It doesn't.
No. Why would we conform?
Who does that? But I'm amazed that, you know, because you have some people. I know with as much as I used to move around, I always found out that people from that community didn't travel. And I've been traveling since I was 2, like on the plane, getting out, doing stuff. But locals don't travel. So it's amazing. Like even now, where I'm living at, I'll talk to someone who's been here like for years longer than I have, and they don't know the same different site areas that I know, or the different parts of town that I know, because they don't travel. They're not interested. They want to stay in their one spot and I guess be the best in that environment. I don't know.
Well, creatures of habit. Think of it like this. I live in Detroit. I am literally a 15-minute car ride from another country. And I know people who have never been to Canada ever. And they live walking distance from the actual border of another country and they've never left.
It's right there. People are very fearful of what they don't know. I've learned that too. And you're like 15 minutes from it? Really? I didn't know it was that close.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Canada's right there. It's like Detroit too. Because like when I was a teenager, it was like you start in Detroit and then you go across the bridge, you grab something to eat, hang out there, go to the club, then come back. It literally was like that.
You said Detroit too. They probably would fight back on that.
No, because you understand, it's like a cross culture. Windsor and Detroit are kind of like sisters. You know what I mean? In that regard, because the nightlife goes on both sides of the border. It's a little bit more of a pain in the butt to get across the border now. But when I was a kid, oh my gosh. Dude, as long as you had a valid driver's license and kind of a reason to be there, wasn't nobody tripping.
Wow, things are so different now.
Right.
So different. You know what? We were talking about that earlier, just like with the securities and stuff on what we use. It's changing in real time. You are not lying when you're like, look, you're learning as you go, but it is changing in real time. And like people, I try to make sure like the things that I use beforehand, I'll be fighting them updates. I'll be like, it's not broke. I'm not going to fix it, because every time they update something, it changes everything. And it makes it so much more difficult. So much more difficult just to function. And it's like, I don't like it. I mean, I know, things are moving fast, but I'm stubborn.
Well, it's okay to be stubborn. Sometimes when dealing with technology, it's a necessary evil, because as they call it self-improving, they break stuff as they fix it. So a lot of times you find yourself them saying, oh, this works great, but now this doesn't work. So why don't we fix that while you're using it? And you say, thanks. Well, yeah, it's a necessary evil.
See, now look, you know me. I just be sensitive with that. I can't stand it. When they say necessary evil, I be like, it's evil. I don't want it. No. They like, or choose, like, all right, like these elections right now. They're like, okay, the best between two devils. Pick the devil you know. How about we not choose no devils? How about that? That's kind of just a setup. No.
But look at it like this, though. As you sit up here and be like, oh, yeah, I want my phone to update. Your phone, you have a flat tire, and then your phone updates as you're changing, I mean, your tire changed. You wish you had to update then. Just saying. Because Windows will do it to you every time. Every time you try to go to work, your Windows update at the worst time ever in life. Good for it. So you keep up with your updates, because you never know. It's going to wait till you need it the most, and then it's going to update on you. Trust me.
Can't stand. But some of them things, they're aggressive. I'll come back and it changed on its own. And I'm like, I did not say yes to this. What's going on? That's how it was. That's why I quit iPhone, because they changed. They did not ask my permission. I was mad. I was like, I can't see nothing on this phone. What happened? I said, that's it. Nope.
Hey,
I don't like it.
I'll tell you a small story. This is taking us up the break. So actually, this literally happened a couple weeks ago to my mom. My sister said, I'm gonna update mom's phone, and mom's phone has been working fine. And then mama called me like, hey, you need to get out here. This phone don't work no more. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because Kim updated the phone. So I was like, damn. But then I was like, yeah. So it took like an hour, but I had to kind of say, hey, your step to here. Now it moved from here to here and stuff like that. And a lot of people will accept the change, but it's moving so fast, they don't get to adjust to it.
Oh, yeah.
There's no adjustment period. It just happens like, ta-da, I'm here. And I'm changed.
You're not lying about that. You are not lying about that. That adjustment period does not exist. You are just in it. And it's funny that you said that about the phone, because when you said it just now, it reminded me, I got a SIM card trying to update, and I'm like, I'm going to be more cooperative than usual. No, I updated it and the phone hasn't worked at all. Oh,
wow.
And then I'm working on day number 2 trying to fix it. And I'm like, I thought this was supposed to make things faster. See, I should have left it alone. That's how I feel.
Oh, you broke it. Commercial break.
Lunar Love by Denise, where everything is handmade in small batches. You can reach me at my Etsy website or at my email address and place your order. I'm also known as Lady D. Thank you.
Tired of the same old motivational speaker? Well, unlock your full leadership potential with Penny Owens. Through storytelling and real-life obstacles with real-time solutions, you'll heal your inner child, expedite the learning process, highlight your strengths, and soar to the next level. Using my keynotes, Depression Ripple, and Purpose Power Infusion, I tackle the underlying issues that keep you from being where you want to be. Join the many who have changed their lives after hearing me speak. Go to www.pennyowens.com.
Tap into your essence with a Divine Essence candle. Candles that soothe your soul and balance your chakras. Each candle has an affirmation inscribed on each jar to help you stay grounded, create balance and harmony. Use code DE20 for 20% off your first purchase at divineessence.us.
Big shout out to all of our sponsors, including herself over there, Miss Penny Owens. We do appreciate you for advertising shamelessly about the awesome business you have. Call back, and you know what I'm talking about. Yes,
I appreciate
shameless marketing is what my specialty is. Let's recap, folks. Today's topic is boom. Let's build our community. What do you need? Okay, we've talked globally. Now let's talk about where you live at, Mrs. Owens. Excuse me. Gotta make sure I get it right. Mrs. Owens. Put some respect on her name. So, Mrs. Owens, in your community, what would be one thing that you feel your community needs? It could be physical, it could be mentally. What's one thing that your current community that you live in needs?
Okay, I'm glad you said current community because I'll be all over the place. So
I know, that's why I said current.
Good. I like following instructions. So I would say my current community, and it's funny, like you hear me trying to scale it down because I am involved in so many different things. So
I know. That's why
my personal community is way bigger than like my neighborhood. So I'm gonna scale it down to my immediate neighborhood. One thing that they need is a rec center. Like my neighborhood is a little bit more upscale, but their swimming pool and like they have no rec area. There's no community room. And I'm really disappointed in that. It's like they have the amenities for the front, you know, and not the front, I'm talking about the front.
Yeah,
so
to make it look like we have all these things.
We're gonna make sure everything's decorated and the grass is nice. We have a pool and it's a nice house pool and things, but there's no community center. Now they do have where they have a website for the community and they have a lot of functions throughout the year. You know, they do participate and they have community drives and community thrifting and garage sales and pickups and parades and things like that. They do have a lot of things. So they're involved to a point, but it's not physical. All right. They have these functions and everybody participates, but no location. And I would just think if they had a location, then you get to network and actually talk to people personally. You get to know your neighbor outside of just those events. So I would think my community needs a location where people can meet and host, you know, or we can bring outside guests and resources to come host and talk to us and educate us because they don't have that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna call audible. What up, Miss Campbell? Unfortunately, the Moon Man is not on tonight. And I will give you your message because you are one of our best people that watch the show, and I know why I don't really pull up. It's all good. We got you covered. We will make sure the Moon Man gets your message. Sincerely, Chopped Liver at your service.
That's funny. That's funny. That's hilarious. Not fingers though. If anybody wants to know what that reference is, you're gonna have to look at some of the replays. Right?
Indeed.
Okay, that's hilarious. Now, what about you? What is something that your community needs?
I would say you're actually hitting the nail on the head. I noticed that there is not a lot of stuff for our youth to actually do. Like I said, church is a limited scope where if you're not a member, there's nothing for you to do. But even a lot of the churches don't have anything for the youth per se. Yeah, they got a Bible study. Yeah, they got a Sunday service, and they might pass out some food. However, they don't have anything for the youth to be a part of that's safe and actually at the hours where the youth operate. So once you get past the time school's out, these kids have nowhere to go. There's not a lot of YMCAs. Yeah, they got a park. There may be a pool or two, but like everybody and grandma there's no safe place for the kids to go. And one of the biggest staples of Detroit is no longer public. There's a park we call Belle Isle. It's French for Beautiful Island. It's one of the oldest parks in Michigan. When Detroit went through their financial crisis, the government actually made it a national park. So it's government funded, which is dope. That made the state open. It had a zoo, an aquarium, all these awesome things. But now it's a paywall. So you have to pay to get on the island. It used to be something where it was a free place where people can go play golf. They can go hang out, shoot hoops. And now it's paywall. So
wow.
How do you take a culture away and give the youth nowhere to go? So they have nothing else to do but walk around and be over somebody's house or be in trouble because there's nowhere they can go for any outlet.
See,
so
that's
I feel like
things
right now, the food problem is getting solved slowly because you're getting a lot of urban farming happening in Detroit, which I have a problem with that in theory.
Why?
But okay, so here's what. Okay, and don't quote me on this because I was thinking about this. I was reading something. All right, so what major city do you know says, "Hey, we don't have enough fresh food"? Okay, so instead of making stores and manufacturers that make fresh food, we'll just take up very important, high quality tax property and start building farms on it. Instead of building houses, new communities, we'll just plant carrots. So now you're taking away from the livable area that people can have in a major city because you don't want to take the time to build the infrastructure so people can have fresh food. I see with better fruits and vegetables in the goddamn store.
See, now I see where you're coming from, but I am all about community gardens. All about.
But see, that's the thing, though. They're not community gardens, though. They're just people urban farming. That's the thing. Some of them are nonprofits and they look out for folks, but some of these places are just private places that say, yeah, we'll farm here for free.
So therefore, it's staying on a small scale.
Exactly.
Not helping everybody. Okay. I see you. If
you got a community garden, I feel like if there's 9 acres of goddamn tomatoes, everybody and grandma should be able to grab a tomato and ain't nobody tripping. You shouldn't have it in a fenced off area with 9 to 5 hours because everybody don't get hungry from 9 to 5. You should be able to go there and grab an onion at 2:00 in the morning and ain't nobody tripping.
But see, that's one of the things where I think that it's good to have them regional in multiple places. Me and my husband talk about that all the time. You need to be able to do that in multiple areas on a larger scale. And then you can do the barter system, just like how the Indians used to do it. Like it makes sense. If you're growing all the tomatoes and you have all the cabbages and you have all the peppers, you should be able to mingle together, supply a bigger need, right? Just take it out the hands of the grocery stores. Because one, there's so many different steps and just, rules to the grocery stores and what that entails. But handling it yourself, I'm totally all for self-sustainability.
Now, granted, we do have one of the oldest open air markets. It's called Easter Market. They're open every weekend from Friday to Saturday. And they get a whole bunch of surplus of fresh fruits and vegetables, and it's mad cheaper. They got we're a major port, so we get a lot of fresh meats and stuff like that. But if you're a person who works, you may not always have an opportunity to get to downtown Detroit for this 2-day market because their hours are not conducive to people being able to maintain a healthy lifestyle. And that's no fault of them because they're probably one of the only sources where you can get fresh food on a regular basis. It's just the hours are not conducive to a healthy lifestyle.
See, that's exactly how it is. Because when you think about the markets that do have the better foods, they're only in certain parts of town. You can't get all the way over there. But this is why. See, that's why we're here. That's why there's power in numbers. We need to get together as a community and start fussing about it, make a difference, and then demand some results. Because if you push it, like you said with the park. If they push, go get those numbers and the resources to go to the offices and stand in their front yard inside the lobby. Like, we want this. We need this. Our future depends on it. Whether it's somewhere to go and food to eat, because at this rate, they're killing us not so slowly.
Right. Here's what I want everybody to do who watches the video, whether live or later. Look up the phrase food desert.
Oh,
and you will be Yeah, food deserts are a real thing where there are many inner city places and many major cities and not rural areas that do not have fresh food within 20 miles of where they live at. However, you go to a major grocery chain and they're throwing away food by the ton.
Mm-hmm. It's bad. Hey, look, there's a McDonald's everywhere, but no fresh food.
Right.
It's bad. The schools are bad too.
It's actually more expensive to eat processed food than it is to eat fresh food, which is crazy talk.
It's ridiculous. No, the food is really bad. Like my children have not eaten school lunch really the whole time they've been in school. And the quality has just gotten worse and worse. And we've been in different districts, and you would think it would be better, especially in a better neighborhood. The food is still bad. It's really bad. Like the kids come home with complaints of food being frozen, moldy, questionable things inside of cartons of milk.
Food frozen.
That's what I'm saying. It's not fresh at all. It's bad. It's really bad. And I'm telling you, they would rather just eat breakfast at home and then after school come eat at home. And I'm talking about just starving all day. Would rather just starve all day.
My now freshman was always like that. He used to always call me like, "Hey, can you bring me some DoorDash?" Like, bro, I cannot bring you DoorDash 180 days out the year, my boy. Just take a lunch, my guy. Because he complained about the same things. Because he tried the school lunch one time and he was sick for a week. And he was like, all right, I got it. Take a lunch. Because I can't be giving you a DoorDash every day, bro. So yeah, I dig it.
No, it's bad.
I remember the lunch ladies. They look like your grandma, and they cook their ass off, and they cook ribs, and they will cook ribs from 8 o'clock in the morning to noon. It'd be the best lunch you ever had in your life. Where are those ladies at? You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Because they firing them. My son gets along with he don't want to deal with the students. He deals with the adults at the school. So he had a friend.
I wonder why he feels that way, Penny.
What you mean? He
gets it from his parents.
Yeah, because I didn't deal with them school kids either. I didn't. But he befriended one of the lunch ladies, and he came home so upset one day because they had let her go. They had fired her for giving away food.
Yes.
She was taking too long to prep the food because she actually cared. She was putting more effort. She was starting to kind of do some seasonings, like she was bringing stuff from home, adding to the meals and giving away like different free snacks and stuff, or giving them extra milk, extra stuff, and they fired her. I'm like, that's horrible.
Well, you know what's happening? A lot of these people are stealing the food, for one, not just saying her. And a lot of times when you get somebody that actually does what you're supposed to do, which is actually cook the food, you're actually exposing all the thieves that are using the food for nefarious reasons. So most likely she probably got ran up out the gym because she was exposing what they could do.
Look, they weren't happy about it. They're like, look, you doing too much. But those kids was happy. They were happy. They were happy because a lot of people, especially in different areas, their only meal is the one that they have at school.
Yes. And now it's crap. Thanks.
Like this is the only time they get to eat. So she was really making sure they were full while they were there. Like, here you go, take care of it. And she wasn't charging them extra for it. She was a blessing. She was a blessing. And wherever she went, I hope they appreciate it because she was a blessing.
Federal funds. It's not like it's coming out of your pocket. That's what your tax dollars pay for. So for you to trip on something that their parents damn near already paid for is ridiculous. Because during the pandemic, they were actually driving the school bus around the community and passing out the food that was going bad.
I've seen that with the food banks. I've seen that at the food banks. Mm-hmm. It's like some people get their pride, like, "Ooh, this is going bad," but it's like they're not throwing it in the trash. You're missing the point and purpose.
Right?
Like, get it to the people. See, more people need to be talking about that kind of stuff because it's important. And like you stated, this is the stuff that actually bothers us. It actually impacts our lives on a regular basis. Even if you don't have to actually deal with it, you hear about it. That means it's an earshot. It's affecting you. Right. You should have something to say. You should fight for the people that can't fight for themselves, because there's so many people that just feel like they are trapped and they have no options. Like you said, they have no clue about the numbers and the people that you can call to ask for help. They have no clue about it. They are not being educated about that at all. Yep.
Yep. I will say I got one more thing for you, my friend. And this is, I'm not sure if this is Detroit specific, but I've experienced it in Detroit. Hold these major corporations who want to do business with us accountable and make them treat us like humans. Mm-hmm. We have a big multiple. Well, it's almost like, it's not Walmart, so I'm not dissing Walmart, but no way, shape, or form. But we got a Walmart equivalent that's literally blocks from my house, and it's actually built right next to a police station. But you would think that it was a high security prison, because I've never seen that much damn security by a grocery store in my life. And I'm like, they don't even know that most of your theft is internal and at loss. There's not enough people in our community to steal enough food for them not to turn a profit. So the fact that you have security driving around, you got off-duty cops sitting in the front of the goddamn store, you got people walking up and down the aisles. Dude, I've seen prisons with less security. This is a grocery store, Sam. Son, why do we have so much damn security? And then that's you crazy. Act like you're doing me a favor by spending my money in the neighborhood.
See?
And I got into it with a cashier because we were in line. She said, I didn't call you up yet. I'm like, who the fuck you think you're talking to? It's like, I'm here shopping.
Wow.
I'm like, who are you talking to? She's like, well, I didn't call you up yet. I'm like, I didn't ask for my turn to buy my groceries.
It's not HIPAA. Like, you're not at the doctor's office where there's sensitive information.
Yes.
Wow.
And so I was like, all right, I tell you what, you put all this shit back. And then I got in the manager's face like, yo, you will not treat my community like this. You will not treat my community like this. I was like, look, I can travel. I can go anywhere I want. I choose to come here. And you're not going to treat the people that can't go nowhere else any different. Because this is not acceptable. Because I can go to your same store on the other side of town and I don't have to get treated like a high security prison.
I know that's right. See, I appreciate you fighting for it. Thank you.
But I don't even want to fight. I just want some goddamn bacon. It just pissed me off. I'm not trying to be a hero. I want some bacon and eggs so I can run my blood pressure up and sit at my damn computer. And they pissing me off. I ain't gonna sit up here like I'm no hero. Like,
look, you got one out of the two things. Your blood pressure got up.
Yeah, I didn't even get the goddamn bacon. I was mad as hell. Like, and to show you how bad it is, like they also do a little bit of electronics. I work at home. I needed a router. So I went to the store. Now, if I went to Target, whatever, no problem. I went to the same store. And they said, oh, the electronics don't open till noon. What are you talking about? The store's been open for 5 hours. Well, ain't nobody back there to get this stuff out. Well, how about you bring your ass back here and take it to the register so I can buy it? I got to go to work. Well, I don't know if I can do that. Where's your manager at?
Okay.
Yeah. So they act like it's a high security prison and they're doing you a favor by spending your money. And that is my thing. You're not going to treat my community like we're all thieves and our money is not worthy enough for your goods. Because if you feel that way, you shouldn't be here and you got to dip. Because we already are a place that doesn't have fresh food and you offer fresh food, but at the cost of my respect. Fuck out of here.
Right. Right. See, that's why we have to continue to. It's like, no, nobody wants to fight. You don't want to have to. But without how things are, you're going to have to. Like, it don't have to be violent in nature, you know what I'm saying? But who's else going to take care of you? Who else is going to protect the neighborhood? Who else is going to make a difference? Who else is going to demand the respect? Like, we need to be demanding integrity. And that's one of the things where what today represents, folks need to be looking for integrity. You know, politicians are already going to lie. They're going to do what they do. They have their own motives, but we need to demand it as citizens and humans. As humans, we need to not deal with anything less than just respect and integrity. Like, this is crazy. It's crazy, the stuff that we just kind of deal with. And now, like, everything is just so in your face, disrespectful. Like how the food is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, but the price is going up. It's in your face. Like, they don't even want to lie to us no more. It's like, hey, we don't care.
Right.
We don't even care.
And we ain't gonna talk about GameStop because I'm a gamer and I can walk to my GameStop and I will drive outside my community. I refuse to go to the GameStop in Detroit. Hear me now, GameStop. I refuse to go to the GameStop in my community because you are insulting to my intelligence and my life.
Yeah.
Long story short, I went there to buy a video game and they said, we don't use Apple Pay here. Why the hell not? All the other 90,000 GameStop users I paid, well, someone stole something. Why the fuck is that my problem? Because if you had it any other place other than my neighborhood, I would not have a problem. But you feel like just because some bozo stole 9 years ago, I no longer get the services that I can get anywhere else just because I'm here? It's an insult. It's an insult to your intelligence. They're telling you ain't shit, you're gonna buy it anyway.
You're gonna do it anyway. And that's one of those things where it's like, you know how like on Facebook and things of that nature, they have these random days. You got Donut Day, you got Sister Day, you have Pink Underwear Day, like just ridiculous things. Look, it's like I would be like, I'm not trying to start no trouble, but that would be a lie. I'm trying to get some results. Folks need to set up some different days to literally go on strike. There's so much, there's true power in numbers. It really is. Like, don't go to that store. Don't go to that grocery store. Don't go to that market. Like, just on purpose. We're not doing it today. Even if it's the school, everybody keep your kids at home. Okay, until you put this kind of academics and these kind of things that we need to learn about inside that school building. Like, there's way more of us than it is them. And we really need to start building that dialogue and turning it into action. There's only but so many different talks you can really have. It's time to do. It's time to do. Because like I said, everything is updating and downgrading fast. So we need to be like in front of that curve, like we really do. And that's why today's show is really important. Like, what is it that you need? Because at this point, literally in real time, the tables are about to turn again in real time as we speak. We don't know what direction it's going to go, you know, but we need to know what is needed, and we need to want to be a part of that solution, and we need to be active in it.
Indeed. Yeah, and I don't want to sit up here and say I'm ragging on companies, because there are quite a few corporations that do good work in Detroit, and I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about the companies and the people who feel like they can do whatever they want to you, and there's nothing you can do about it because you have to accept it. And to me, that's so hateful, to feel like you are in a position of power where you can do whatever you want to somebody, and you're daring them not to do anything to you.
Yeah.
They are so dismissive of your financial power, of your voice, of you. And until you actually make a move, it's always going to be that way.
Preach. And there's a lot of
because for me, I'm just going to dip. If you just want to get my money, I'll just drive past you and act like you don't exist. But there's somebody that can't. And I'm not saying like it's a flex. It's just true. I'd rather walk 100 miles before I walk 2 miles for you to disrespect me.
See, that's the truth. But that's why it's so important that with us, the ones who are necessarily, if you feel the need to complain, it's because you have the discernment to know that this isn't right. And you should do something about that complaint. Like, you should want to be a part of the solution. And if you feel like you can't, you genuinely feel like I'm stuck, I don't have the resources, I can't do it. Take that complaint to someone who can make a difference. Like, don't let it just stick with you. Take the complaint where it will be applied into action. And, you know, like the petitions, get those started. You're not the only person that feels that way, and actually do something with that information and get that ball rolling. And then a lot of these people, like a lot of people that we, talk to that are listening to our show, you guys are entrepreneurs or inspired entrepreneurs. You have the power to change the future. You know, you have the power to change the present. If you really, really just give yourself, like, understand your purpose, understand your intent, and actually just move very, very strategically, you know, and focused, because who else is going to take care of us but us? Because they don't, they keep showing at us. So it's like, they don't care, and they're being very, very bold, like you said, with the disrespect. It's crazy how much they're just like, you're going to buy it anyway. You're going to do it anyway. You're going to come anyway. And it's sad to say, because it's true. There's so many things that I know that I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not going, or I'm not going to purchase that. But many people just, I don't have a choice. Yes, you have plenty of things. The world is so big. You have options.
Right. And that's where traveling comes in. Because honestly, if I never left my block, I would think that's the way things are. If I never left my block, if I never left the state, if I never left my city, I wouldn't know that these things there. But I do know. And that's why I raise hell when I want to run my blood pressure the old-fashioned way by eating bacon. Damn it. Okay, still salty about the bacon.
I see. I see. But you are right. And that's why leaving your neighborhood, changing your environment, expansion That's the way to grow. You cannot stay. A lot of people don't know this. Do you know that goldfish will stay the size of their container?
I've heard that before.
Did not know that. If you have a goldfish, if you have it in a small bowl, it's going to stay small because they know there's no room to grow. If you change out the same way you would do a plant, if you change out the container, they grow with it. It's like they stay. It's like evolution. They stay the same when they don't have room to grow. And that's the same thing with us. If you stay in the same environment, then no, you don't know that there's options. You don't know that it can be better. And it doesn't mean that it's better on the other side. You know, the grass is greener over there. That's not what we're saying. We're saying educate yourself because there's a whole world out there. And people will get away with what you allow them to get away with if you don't know any different.
Branching out will give you perspective.
Yes.
And different options. And that's what we're saying. Broaden your perspective and give yourself options to know what you can do and what you can't do.
It's true. Exactly. Make an informed decision, right? Make an informed decision everywhere. Because right now they're forcing us to be emotional, you know, with this disrespect that we're making emotional decisions. And you never want to do that. You don't want to be making decisions emotionally. Right. At all. Indeed. Or from a place of void and neglect. That's not how you progress, and that's not how you grow individually, let alone in the community. We are connected, we're interconnected, and we have to understand that it's not just when something bad that we all get affected, it's when we do something good. Those small things really count. When you say hi to somebody, when you smile, hold the door of someone, you don't know that they were on the edge, that they were ready to just quit. Or they just get fired, you know, like you have no clue how you affect that person. And the outside world is just really kind of showing us that it doesn't care. So it's important for us to be that community, for us to really build that community where you know your neighbor's name, you know?
Yeah, I would agree. 100%. We're up against it, my sister. I think we have covered this topic to the hilt. Anybody who's watching the show or on a repeat, feel free to hop in our chat and put down your ideas to make your community better. And I challenge you to actually apply some of these things. Yeah, you may not have the choke, you may not have this, but you have heart, you have spirit, and your voice, your tongue, and your accent speaks volumes. Yes. So whatever you don't have in your pocket doesn't override what's in here and what's in here.
We are listening. This is not just a safe space, but this is the platform to come because we're going to make these changes.
Indeed.
Okay. And nobody, look, it's a podcast, so it looks like we just talking, but don't get twisted. Oh, speaking of things to look at, check out the new website.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You can find out the information. You can find out, get to know your hosts. Okay. You get to click on our links. You get to give us new ideas for topics. This season, we will be having guests. That means you. Okay. You get to come on and they really get your voice heard. You know, hopefully you wash your face before you come on because we're going to be looking at you. You know, we can see people. This is on camera.
I don't know. Washing your face is overrated. Yeah, just show up and tell us what you thought. It's overrated.
Wash your face. All right.
Yeah. But main thing is just communicate with us. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny. We're going to be featuring upcoming new apparel that we're working on because we're trying to, you know, be in these streets. We're trying to be united. We're trying to do it on purpose. And you are invited to that, as well as we are expanding. If you are already a podcaster and you want a community, you are a host and you want to join the network, okay, check it out. www.theunitedfrontnetwork.com. Okay. We're not playing. We are not playing. We are going to build this community in real time.
Indeed. And if you want to just shoot us an email, go to weareunited@myhatyahoo.com. If you so choose to donate to our cause, you can go to PayPal, Our Gains II. Everything you send to us goes to direct operation of this network and community we are currently building, and we can't do it without you. So come on. We ready for you. Let's go.
Come on. Well, all right.
Like Dave Chappelle when he was looking at Prince, like
not Dave Chappelle.
Oh, call back. You gotta. I know you don't watch TV. Chappelle Show. It's a Chappelle Show. Right?
I remember the Chappelle Show.
I did the horror and everything. Like
that's just it's disturbing. Stop it. Did you write in there with?
Right. I have been way too much of an adult for the last hour and a half. I have to go back to being naughty. So
okay. Hey, look, some of that don't need to be on camera though, man.
then where the hell else am I going to do it?
Okay, all right. So we're summoning them in. Okay.
That's right. Come on down. Come on down. Hey, what's next week's topic? Because I should know this stuff. Not like I don't work here. Let's see. Next week's topic is cheaters. Why do people cheat instead of leave? Yeah, we're back at it next week. We should have a full staff, and I'm sorry in advance.
Now that is it's dual, you know what I'm saying, but it's limited to characters. Because we're looking for both angles, not just why do they cheat and stay, but what would keep you from cheating? I'm just saying, you know. So join us
into the arms of that other person.
Yeah, I think it's important, you know. So it's gonna be a little interesting, but come on by, same time, same place. Hey.
I can't help it. I'm a 7-year-old. I can't help it.
You're hilarious. Yes. So hopefully everybody's not too distracted. But you know, hey, look, one consistent. We're gonna be consistent. We're gonna see y'all next week, regardless of what's happening tonight.
No doubt. Hey, Penny, you want to tell people how they can reach you?
Go to www.pennyowens.com. Okay, you can go there, get more information about me and what I do, because I am a leader of leaders. I turn inspiration into implementation. All right, so check me out there, and I'm on _PennyOwens.com. No, _.PennyOwens on Instagram, and Mrs. Penny Owens on Facebook. Your turn.
Sweet. Hi, I'm RG. I'm the master of the hidden fist. You can catch me on Instagram under RGainsII. Yeah, that's my own technique. I've mastered it myself. You want me to show you? It's hidden. That's why I can't show you. That's right. I said it. Any show topics, anything, hop in the DMs. We always ask you to walk into our DMs. Don't slide. We do block people because you see this gray. That means I don't slide in DMs no more. I'm too old for that. So feel free to just give us some info, chop it up. We're always here. Show topics. We're always happy to hear from you. And like always, thank you for pulling up and chopping it up with us.
Bye.